Pokemon is a game that many of us grew up with, but beyond the nostalgia, Pokemon is built on powerful systems such as collection, progression, and probability. These strong systems make it perfect to be recreated using programming. This is why I chose Pokemon as the theme of my project for today. Today I will be presenting to you my Pokemon themed Python application. This Python project prompts the user to complete the Pokédex via collecting Pokemon through eggs and gacha. So first, let us register an account. We can do that by pressing the Start Your Journey, and then let's just put in my name and then passwords. It's completely basic application, and then we log in. And then after we log in, we are greeted with the starter Pokemon selection screen, wherein new users are actually prompted to select their starter. As this is also true with the streamlined Pokemon games, we are prompted to choose a starter in a selected lineup. As you can see here, we see various Pokemon in the lineup, and in this tutorial, we are going to choose Charmander, as it is one of the most famous Pokemon in the franchise. Let's choose Charmander. And after we choose our starter, we are prompted in the dashboard. This gives you the basic information, a welcome screen, and as you can see here, we mentioned earlier that we are going to collect Pokemon via the egg hatching method. So here is where we hatch eggs. How can we get more eggs? This system also gives users a chance to get eggs via the daily tasks. These are just trivial tasks such as build your team, check your progress, and catch 3 Pokemon. It gives a certain amount of eggs per quest. So let's try to claim these and demonstrate. First, let's demonstrate and hatch 1 Pokemon. As you can see here, the odds are different depending on the rarity of the Pokemon in the database now, with the legendary being the rarest tier. Let's try and hatch 1 egg. If we hatch 1 egg, we're greeted with this animation with the egg wobbling and then a boom, and then you can see the Pokemon that you get. In this case, we got Teddiursa, which is actually only an uncommon. And after the egg hatching animation, we get this sort of TGC looking information card. It shows the name, the typing of the Pokemon that we got, the sprite, the rarity, and the short Pokédex entry of the Pokemon that we got. And since we already got the Pokemon, let us check him out in the My Team section. In the My Team section is actually sort of the Pokemon inventory box, so to speak, wherein you can store your Pokemon. And in this case, since we already got 2 Pokemon, one being the starter, one being Charmander, they get automatically inputted into your team since you only have 2. So if you click here, we have Charmander, the starter Pokemon that we got earlier, and then Teddiursa, the Pokemon that we hatched from the gacha. And you can actually remove them from your team if you want to. If you get better Pokemon, you can remove these other Pokemon. If you remove the Pokemon, they will be moved below, as you can see here, and you can add them back later if you want. And then, given that we unlocked these Pokemon now, we have also unlocked them in the Pokédex. The Pokédex is actually the encyclopedia of the Pokemon. If you unlock a Pokemon, it'll get unlocked here too, wherein you can view them or the information, such as this. And then if we look up here, he is also unlocked. And in the Pokédex, there's actually 153 Pokemon to be unlocked. Most of these are not unlocked yet. There are various rarities, legendaries have not been unlocked yet. And now let's proceed to the profile. The profile is actually pretty straightforward. It just shows your name, level, team size, max team size, how many eggs you got, and Pokeballs. So you can see here just information and then the Pokemons on your team. The purpose of putting Pokemons on your team is to actually show off, since this is just a collection type of website. You can just show off your team whenever you want. And next is the shop. Here in the shop, you can see we can purchase Pokemon eggs for Pokehunt coins, with each egg costing about 50 coins each. And then how do you get Pokehunt coins? So you can get these coins through the Pokemon Gacha. The Pokemon Gacha actually gives you coins. How? When you hatch duplicate Pokemon, Pokemons that you already have in your team or in your inventory will get converted into coins. And then lastly is the achievements. As you can see here, since we are only just starting, we have not achieved any achievements here yet. The basic achievement is to collect 10 different Pokemon, and let us try to complete that achievement actually. Let's go back to the dashboard and hatch. As you can see here, if you have more than 5 eggs, an option of hatch 5 eggs will appear, which from the name itself, it lets you hatch 5 eggs all at once. Let's try this feature and see what happens. As you can see, 5 eggs at once appears on your screen, and then a boom, and then you can see actually the Pokemon that you got here. As you can see here, we got a duplicate actually right off the bat. This is a good way to demonstrate the conversion. And as you can see here, Jigglypuff is an uncommon Pokemon. Since we already got her in here, then this Jigglypuff is converted into 250 coins because it is just an uncommon Pokemon. That about sums up my presentation with my web application called Pocket Trainer. My application basically demonstrates the random probability programming design of Python and the progress tracking, data tracking in the database of the Pokemons, and an interactive system development using Python Django. And thank you guys for listening, and God bless.